All right. Hi, this is Atticus, and welcome to part three of our playthrough of Railway Empire 2, the Steel Dragons DLC, second scenario set in northern China, Peking, called Of Bicycles and Fireworks. Now, in the last episode, we expanded out here to Baotao and Ulan. We set them up for growth, and we established this Ping quarry out here for iron. We set up an iron line to here as soon as Peking we had growing. So when it hit 90,000, we put in a steel industry. So we've got iron ore going to the steel industry. We've got coal coming down. So we're going to be generating steel soon enough. Not quite yet, but we should have the goods on the way. Let me check that. Actually, I think that's what we were looking at was the iron mine. What's the problem? Oh, it's a slow load because it's slowly creating. We're going to need to upgrade that iron mine, but not necessarily yet because the iron means nothing if we don't have any place to send it. So we also created clothing last episode by taking a ceramics industry in Zhang, which doesn't have a purpose right now because none of the cities are big enough to want the goods, and knocking it down and putting clothing in here, and then running the cloth that we were creating in Peking up there and back. And I'm having a hard time. Our character here says Peking, and it just doesn't sound right to me. For me, Peking just works better. I think I'm going to go back to Peking. I think that's the hillbilly way to say that word. Okay, so let's see. So now I'm really struggling internally, if you will, to decide what to do next. I want to get growth going here, and I know that's an expensive proposition to get all this set up. Well, it won't be too bad, but it needs to happen. And then if we look at what we're supposed to do, tools to Yinshun and bicycles to Peking. So the tools need bamboo and steel, right? Well, there's our steel. There's bamboo. That could be tools. That could be tools right there. And then we'd ship them over, right? Right? Hmm. Hmm. Now we've been separating our passenger and mail lines, and we've been doing a nice job of separate tracks for them, and that's a great thing. It is, but I think to build this area, we've got a lot of nice cities here. Oh, I don't know, man. There's a lot of money there too. If you had passenger mail lines connecting all those cities, they would, and they're all like level two cities, so they'd have decent traffic and all that good stuff. The other side of it, though, if they're yet level two cities, meaning they could do decent production. If we had bamboo to this, I'm not going to try this one. I'll just call it Huang. If we had bamboo to here, steel to here, create tools, load them up, send them over there, I think we could be very happy with that. How big are you? Or alternatively, if we set up our production nicely, we could get tools going right there. Let's do tools here. And the other thing I'm struggling with is, do we keep with this passenger thing? Again, that's expensive. On the other hand, why wouldn't you? Now let's think about if we wanted to grow these cities. Their goods are going to come from down here, a lot of it, right? Bamboo, sugar. Uh, where's rice? Where's rice? Rice, sugar, bamboo, rice, and grain. Where's grain? No, I don't see grain. Ah, right here is grain. I tell you what we could do. I mean, there's lots of things we could do. One we could do. Well, I don't know. I think I want to keep this as four cities. Let's do one, two, three as a three-city cluster, and put a warehouse here in Yulin, and connect this, and then go one, two, three, and then connect down so we can come out of Peking and get over here. That'd be easy through here. Would be nice to get the steel down here to a tools factory, and then ship the tools here and grow these three cities. And I confess, I've had a look at the tasks. Riku does this great guide he has on, she, I'm not sure, has on Steam that has all the tasks for all the scenarios. So I went out and took a peek. The main thing I want to know, do I have to keep this growing? And the answer is no. And let's see, we can come off of this. We can go here. Yeah, okay. Freight, passengers. I would like passengers going back here, or here though. We might just do it similar to the way we did Zhang, where we used the freight here, doubled it up as passengers to make the initial connection. Maybe run them through here into Peking, and then set up our cluster. Let's do that. So remember, we have to do bicycles, and we have to do, tools to Yinshan and bicycles to Peking. And let's just take a quick look at what does that mean. The bicycles mean we need bamboo, textiles, and steel. Now, the bamboo is here and over here. Steel, of course, is here. And Zhang here is growing. It's only 20,000. I mean, we could knock the clothing down and replace it. In fact, Johnny tells me there's a button you can hit, like here, fashion industry. Supposedly something to change. Oh, look at this. We can do a switch industry button and turn this into a. Now let's just see what happens. We could we just pick one. If we want to turn this into bicycles, right? I'm afraid to click that. I'm afraid it'll just do it. And I don't want to do that yet. Or do I? I'm afraid if I click like bicycles, it's going to spend our money, right? I don't know if it has a commit button. I think once we click that, we've clicked that. So, do we want to click that? That's a lot of money, but you know what? That would be, if you think about how long it would take us to set up bicycles somewhere else. We could have a level 2 bicycles there pretty quickly. Let's see what it does. Now it says the construction costs are $734,000, but how do I make this happen? Okay, I think it's going to take that money as soon as we get. I don't know how. I don't understand this. How do I say, okay, yeah, I want to do that, or I don't want to do that? If I close it, it's still a fashion industry. Okay, I may not be smart enough to play this game. Let me see. Switch industry, bicycles. Cost you this much money, but how do you say, yeah, let's do that. Let's go for it. Or I wonder if that's just telling you what it would cost if you did it. And you still have to knock it down and build it. Man, it's a lot of money. Now, I love this game. One of the things I love is what I'm doing right now. Why the reason I'm just boring you to death, just sitting here, is if you look at all the building we need to do, and we really do need to build. I'd love to get this whole thing going where these cities are growing, right? Big time, big time. We need a lot of city growth. We need 490K cities. Now we could potentially get them right here, right? Yeah, we could. We could potentially get them right here. But it'd be crazy not to grow these as well. But that's going to cost some money. And doing this is going to cost some money. And we're going to need the money to do this anyway. And I loved how the start we got off to by having those express lines and kind of building our engine. So what I'm struggling with is, do we want to build our engine to make it bigger, right? Make a bigger engine because we need even more and more and more money, right? We're getting into that more phase. Or do we just be so task focused that we say, man, I could get those bikes going right now. But then we're also going to have to spend money to upgrade this and upgrade that, and we're going to need a lot of money. So I think what I'm going to do is pass on that right now and get this going. At a minimum, get these three cities into our system, get the express trains running so we've got increased revenue, and really even try maybe to go out here and over here somehow with express and get some more express lines going to make more money and grab that bonus right there, of course. All right. And that needs to go over here anyway because of the tools. Tools need bamboo and steel. All right, let's go. All right. Now, the other question I have is, do we want to have multiple stations here? And I think we still do, because I just love the revenue you get from like here from these passenger lines, these express passenger lines. They're just, that's where money is made in this game. Well, what is that? And why are there four of them? Oh, this is that's the freight line. And there's only four because we've just set it up. So there's not enough stuff moving around, but that'll change. That'll get better. But let me go back to, I want to look at the passenger line. Probably that one. No, sorry, that one. Oh man, if I messed this up. That's our passenger line. I've got this messed up. Well, I'm glad we looked. I'm glad we looked because we've got to get this right. Coming through here, there should be, okay, up here. Oh, here's your 6 trains that are the back and forth trains for our pass-through warehouse. And they actually are making money. All right, that makes more sense. So this train here is totally messed up. There, that's better. Now coming out of this passenger station, post office restaurant, absolutely. We should go here to here, express, like that, and have a couple of trains on it. Now instead of losing money, it'll make quite a bit of money. Should be a lot of trains that want to come through here. Well, yeah, here we go. There we go. Goodness gracious. Okay. So down here, I think supplies are going to come from the bottom. So generally speaking, we want the top to be the passenger line, so station. So let's do it first. Let's go up here. Okay. Hang on one second. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I needed to look up a name. Metal Slinger made a great comment about if you're having trouble putting in your stations because of conflicts with buildings, stuff like that, you can turn the station around. Like I tend to like having my station building toward the center of town and the track on the outside. Now, the reason I do that is I want to make sure I have room for all 8 tracks if I decide to expand. Now, Meadow Slinger says, if you're having trouble, you can flip it around like this, right? And put it in. Usually it's easier. You've got the building out of the way. But I did want to add, be careful because if you think see what's happening, I can put it in like this. If I know I'm only going to run 2 tracks, I can put it right there. But if I want all 8 tracks, I got to make sure I go out to at least right there. And if I turn that around, let's see, go that way. If I turn that around, that actually is closer. So you can do that. So Metal Slinger's giving us a good little tip. You can do this, get all 8 tracks and move it closer in if you need to, if the topography tells you to do that or whatever, right? Speaking of topography, we should be looking at it. Now, for me, visually, I just like them like that, but it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter. Whatever's good, whatever works, whatever fits the topography and fits into your city and fits into your plan is good. So let's go passenger station here. And as far as comments in general, keep them coming. That's how people learn on this channel. You watch me play, that's a little tiny bit of benefit. You read the comments, that's a huge benefit because there's a lot of good players in our little community, a lot of really good players, and there's a lot of good stuff that you can read in the comments. I got to double track this. I hate single track. I really do. Okay, let's go to plan 2 and go here. Hook up that. And go into the grain. Lop that off and go to track 2 again and that wasn't strictly necessary, but I just prefer double track. Okay, now let's get the grain. I really want this. Well, I'll take it back. It wasn't necessary. I want the double track because I want this line to be from Peking over here to Huang. All right, so this is our passenger one. So we're going to go. There's the line we'd already started. Now I am going to delete it. Let's go like this. Let's see, that's wrong side. Go to that side. Now, I think for this section, we'll just share the track. So we've got a passenger line, basically. Now, do we have any repairs here? We do. So here we can run restaurant, post office, and set up. Wait. Before we do anything else, we're going to buy that distillery. Beautiful. Now, then we're going to set up our passenger line from here to here. Express with the wagons, 2 of them go. Okay, that'll make good money. And then we're going to set up our industry here. What does it cost to make tools? $640. We just happen to have that. So here, knock this down, create tools. Beautiful. And then I'd like to have our freight station here. Like so. And it will connect it'll connect back to this in order to get the steel. And later, if we're swimming in money and don't have anything else to do at some point, we'll think about coming back and making separate track for the steel, for freight delivery coming out of Peking, I guess I'm going to call it. And the other thing we need, of course, is to be able to get the bamboo in here. So let's see what we can do about that. And it's got a nice bonus to pay for it. Now, we want it running this way, and we're going to want it running back that way, too. Let's see. Need some money. Oh, and I want that view. You see me do this all the time. All right. We'll call this one the Peking bamboo. Let's see. It does not need to have a lot of money spent on it. It doesn't have to be that fast a line, actually. It's going to be like one train running. Okay, that's probably, I don't like that. I really don't like tunnels. I don't love bridges, but I really don't like tunnels. Okay, that's good enough. Okay. All right, so we've set up the there in Peking is 100,000. All right, so we've set up our basic track. We need to start making the tools. We can't take them anywhere, but we can make them. They could go back here because at 100,000, the way this works, at 100,000, you want everything. So they're going to want tools in Peking, right? So we're going to make sure for a while they don't get them. All right. So, so what? So now we've got to figure out how to make this stuff fast enough. All right. So if we keep our tools could go potentially up to level 2, I think. Yeah. Based on the size of the city, we could have a level 2 tool. So why don't we start with that plan? If we have level 2, bamboo is a 1 and steel is a 1, and we make 1.6 tools. Okay, so to make steel at a level 1, we're almost there, but we're going to have to bump this up to a level 2, which is 1.4. And it would need 1 iron and 1 coal, right? So our coal up here, which we own, unfortunately, is 0.9. That's actually pretty good, but not quite good enough. And then down here, this is our problem, I think. This is only a 0.4. So we're going to have to bump this guy up. Wow. We're going to spend a bunch of money upgrading this iron mine. Bunch of money. And we really should upgrade the coal as well to get the... I think maybe we're just going to run it, for now, we're just going to run it at its current, whatever it is. So, like, if this is... what does this want? It only wants a half, right? And this guy will produce a half. And we need a half of these, half on all this other stuff. This one's producing more than a half. That's good. So our iron ore is producing 0.4. So I would say, let me let this run and we'll upgrade this one time to level 2. Okay, so now we're making enough to keep our steel running at its current level and sending it to Huang to run at its current level. We've hit 20,000 here. We've hit 20,000 there. I'm thinking that's what that means. Yeah, I know it is. Yeah, we've hit 20,000 in each of these two, and we got them growing. Ulan's approaching 30, where we could think about an immigration office. So, all right, let's get a train going from here to here, running full of bamboo. Okay, and that's plenty. That should be, I didn't really check that, but it should be plenty for right this minute. Bamboo. They want 0.8 in that city, and we're producing 3.8. Yeah, think that'll be all right. And that's a very short line, so we can keep it going. Now, the other thing we need to check is this line right here. Doesn't do any good to produce it faster if we can't get it there in time. So this line right here is running 42 seconds. That means it can easily fulfill a demand of 1, which would be, I said 42 seconds, didn't I? 42 days. It can easily fill a demand of 1, which would be 56 days. Now, if you don't understand that, well, I've made videos to explain it, but let me just quickly, if I have 8 wagons, right, and I need a demand of 1, which means I consume 1 every week. So in 8 weeks, I would consume 8 loads, right? in 7. See, how's that go? Now I've forgotten my own rule. I better go back and watch that video. There's a really good video to explain that. I'm going to have to go back and watch it. 7 days in a week, 8 wagons. So when I bring 8 wagons in there, I'm actually doing 56 days worth of, yeah, that's it. It's 56 days worth of fulfillment if I bring a full train in there with 8 wagons on it, right? So 56 is your baseline for a demand of 1. And since this is 42.6, it's faster than 56, so we can keep the iron ore going in there at a rate of 1. We only need a half right now, so we're good with that 1 train. So you could also say, why'd you build all that track? Well, because I hate single track. Okay. Now, we've got bamboo going to our tools. We've got, we need steel going to our tools. So, and I'd really like to run it full, but I hate running it full out of that station like that and tying up a track. So why don't we do this? Why don't we go, oh, and you know what? I would like to have this side be able to get to that. So let's let that run down there. Okay. Let's go here, here, here. And let's do a 4 wide and open up all 4 of those platforms in that direction. Okay, now to get our steel, we're going to run just a freight train like this, okay? And what we're going to do is say, prioritize steel on that direction. And when you come back, you cannot bring tools, right? We're going to turn that off for the time being because we're trying to get those to get that task done. Once we get that task done, we'll turn that back on and then it'll make money going both ways because it'll sell the tools in Peking. So, and we're not going to have it run full. So it's just going to kind of run right now. And I'm just going to do it now because I'll forget it otherwise. And I do want to know how long it takes. 15 days. See, we're great. I can easily keep the steel running down here. Okay? So we've got our iron coming in. We've got our coal coming in. We're creating steel. We've got the steel going here. We're not bringing the tools back. We've got the bamboo running in. So this guy here will start making tools sometime fairly shortly. Okay. So let's see if we can't build a little bit of an economic engine and set up some city growth and get those and have the ability to take the tools to Yinshan, right? Okay, so passenger line. Okay, let's go up here to the north and put in a passenger station. And I think here we're going to do it like a 3-city deal. We'll put maintenance in here and a post office. And then we will get our track going like like that. Let's see, bottom and bottom. And like so. supplies. I just happen to think we don't have any supplies on this. Well, do we? Yeah, we do up there. We don't have supplies on this guy. Okay. So that gives us passenger mail. So let's have passenger mail running from here to here. And one train for now will do. There we go. So we got passenger mail running here. Now we can connect up. I think. Yeah, let's connect. Let's do our passenger thing because we need money. We need to make more money because we got all this expensive upgrades coming. So let's go here to Yinchun. See if we can't put a station up here. That goes to the passenger station in Yulin, or Yulin, or however you say that. That's 11 degrees. I'm not fond of that. I think that might be a time where a tunnel kind of makes a little sense. Yeah. Top to top would be there. That we'll have to do. Let me see the money. 2.1. Well, we can do a 2.1 million. We'd have to close a lot of stuff, so we'll just have to wait on cash. And let's double track it over here. And like so. And okay. And here we're going to want a restaurant and a post office. And then we're going to want trains to go from Yinchun to Yulin. Express. Whoops. 9 days, couple trains. Go. All right. We got 2 stars, so let's see what we can do here. Recruiting. Ah, shoot. Sorry, hit the wrong key. Here we go. What do we got here? Revenue. I think. Oh yeah. I definitely want this. 5% cheaper buildings. Definitely want processing speed accelerated. Auctions are good, but not awesome. Well, they really are good. I think we'll save up now for this one. More revenue on the mailbags. Okay. Okay, so now we want to do, let's set up freight station in Yulin. Now what we're going to do here is have these three, well, certainly these three be a three-city cluster, and we'll set up with a pass-through, kind of like this one up here. We'll do the same thing down here. We'll do a three-city cluster like this to grow these three cities. So let's do we could, that's 414. Let's just see something. This is 414, but let's see what happens if we take our freight line and kind of use the model I typically do, which is kind of the freight and the passengers run next to each other and make the superhighway of track. Because I like superhighways of track. Now look at the savings there, and the distance is just slightly more, and it's freight line. So yeah. We'll go with that. Okay. And this is going to be for our pass-through trains. This track. We gave it switches. We'll give it signals. Does it have supplies? Do we have supplies on this stuff? Yeah, up here. I'm gonna put. I'd rather have two towers in different places than. Well, it doesn't really matter, does it? We could have put it there. Crap. Could have put it right there. And because the passenger lines and the freight lines will be running separate track anyway. All right, so there we go. So now we can do here, and then we need to go from here over to here. And it may not be the same thing. Because of where I've got this, there's no room for us to run a freight station over there. That's just not going to work. So we'll have to bite the bullet and build a whole new bridge. Back it up a little bit. Go here. Yeah, that's going to cost a few dollars. That's all right. It's only money. Okay. And again, this is the pass-through part, so to speak. Okay. And I'm saying that because you're going to see what's going to happen to Yulin here in a minute. When we put the warehouse in, things will change a little bit. And we do have, yeah, we have supplies that hits them both. Okay. Okay, so we've got this guy going. And in Huang, let's just see, is there any sign of anything coming our way? No steel. Yeah, and we already got the bamboo. So how about down here? Is there any sign of anything happening? Like iron ore coming our way. Okay, coal, we're good. Iron ore that's 5 on a train. So, wait a minute. There's 8. There's 8 on a train. Okay. Are you a little confused here, or am I? This says there's 5 on a train. That's a little off, isn't it? Because here's the train. It has 8. So that's a little off. So we've got this. We're going to start making steel soon enough. And this silly train here, which has no freight, will have some steel soon enough. And let's set up what would be the best thing we could do right now. It's either hook in some more lines, some more passengers, or it's set up this growth. And I think it's probably the passengers, maybe. And I think what we can do, we got this Wuzhong over here and Baotao. Why don't we run a line from Baotao to Wuzhong and then Wuzhong to Yinshan? And that way these guys can also be passengers this way. All right. And then maybe we'll do Ulan down to Datong here and decide where we want to, or it could just do that, which would then give them the ability to go to a lot of these cities and over here, which would be good. And maybe or maybe not bring it over here to connect these because, either have to go around or make another bridge. So we don't need a bridge here. So why don't we do this? Let's go to Wuzhong, put in a station, and we'll keep it kind of the same way. We'll put it up here on the north side. Let's try. I've already forgotten his name's tip. Oh, we need money. Yeah. Okay. All right, we got money. Okay. I'm sorry. I gotta do it my way. So this is going to need repairs. Ooh, I'd like to bid on that, but the research costs so much when you bid on it. Although that would be a good thought is why don't you make sure you get those auction researchers and bid on your research and get a whole bunch of money off, because what it says it costs you and what it actually costs you are two different things. It actually costs you quite a bit less, honestly. All right, let's run down here to Wuhan, get these people. Now, we have the choice if we want to. We could make a flat connection here and save a lot of money, right? But it would slow us down, and if we slow it down, at the end of the day, it might cost us more money than it saves us, honestly, because these trains get paid more the faster they can deliver for the passengers. Okay, and let's double track over on that side. And like so. Like so. And this has, yep, okay. Let's do a line from here to here. Express. We can just run one train. Okay, then we'll go from here to here. And we'll have a line that goes from Wuzhong to Yinshan Express. 9 days, couple trains would be nice. Okay, there we go. What are you? Breakdown maintenance. What are you doing? What is your line? Where's that one? This one up here, there's no maintenance. Oh, I'll bet you, yeah, we're missing maintenance everywhere. Let's put maintenance in here, and that solves all those problems. Okay. So there, we're starting to make steel. So this guy here, when he comes, makes his run back up the other way, he will make steel. And I'm just curious, like these lines here. See, look at that money. That's beautiful. What about you? Beautiful. But you, oh wow, wow. Okay. So let's set up our city growth here and grow these 3 cities. That's easy enough. All right. So we got bamboo here, but we've got it here as well. And it's closer. We've got sugar here. I think we'll run it up like that and not do another bridge. Remember, bridges are expensive and our character makes them very expensive. So we'll go sugar here. Notice I'm not renaming these. I get lazy and tired of doing that after a while. And for this type of a setup, the names are not that confusing. It's not that hard to keep them straight. So I don't bother with renaming. Now, the first one's where I was going to do different styles of, different designs. Then, it's kind of nice to be able to see, do I have sugar? Do I have rice? Do I have, whatever. But for this type of warehouse setup like this, which is what this is going to be, which tells me I need to go build a warehouse. We will do repairs, even though it's a busy station. And we won't do repairs because it's going to be a busy station. We'll do a dispatch hall, okay? And we'll put our repairs out in the other places. So, for example, we're going to have repairs here. And we're going to have repairs here at this freight station. And then we'll have repairs out on all these rural stations as well. So we'll go here. Now up at the top, we did it the other way. We did a single repair station where the action is. And that's okay. It's okay. Yeah, he'll get his act together and then he'll go in there and get repaired. All right, so let's go from here to here. Run full. A freight line. Okay. Then we'll go from here. Okay. And you're going to go like that. We're going to set up the ability to put multiple things on here. Now the sugar, we can just let it run on this line into the city to city part. It's okay. We could make it run over here. We could even go this way, but we'll just stick with what we got. Okay. You come out of here. This down here like this. Now, do we want more track for our freight drop-offs? I don't think so. Not just yet. Let's go with 2 tracks Line those up so it look pretty. Okay. And like that. Like that. And then from here to here. Okay, there's bamboo. Next thing we need would be rice, I guess. Well, actually this. Let's get our... Now, do we have a meat producer? No. Yes. Yinshan produces meat, so they'll need the poultry. We want to put the eggs and manure here in Yulin. I got to mark this. Grain, rice, eggs, bamboo, sugar, and manure. So now we go up here and we run a track down here. I think we run a track like this. It connects to the freight line. Okay. And let's put supply tower here. Okay. Now this is going to run. This is going to be a run full of only the poultry. Okay. Then we're going to have a line that comes out like this and goes this way. And we can go from here to here. You don't take poultry. Not that that's going to be an issue. You prioritize eggs. You come out of track 2. You run full. You're a freight line with that. And then we do another one from here to here. You don't take that. You prioritize that. You run full. Out of track 2. Freight train, go. All right, so that's poultry going here to the meat. Eggs going here to the warehouse. Manure going here to the warehouse. Then we need trains that go like this, that go here, 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 and here, like that, along our freight stuff. So with freight trains, 20 days, I'd like to have 4 trains on there. Maybe hit every 5 days would be good. And go. I don't want it. I don't want to own something that I don't need. Okay. So he's running empty right now, but that's going to change. Now what's happened is because I've said this before, since we set that up, now this warehouse is getting all this stuff, and the word has gone out to all these guys that, hey, your products coming to the warehouse can be used in the other 2 cities. So now you've got 3 cities that you're supplying. All right, that's one thing. The second thing is we need grain. Grain's up here. We can run grain out of the back of this, like this, down to this line right here, and back up. Okay, and we can have a line that goes from here to here. See how it comes down? It goes over here and over. And we can build a bypass here as well. I don't think it's strictly necessary, but it wouldn't hurt us. So we can do a run full out of track 2, running full, a freight line, and first pass will be for Yulin, then it'll be for other cities as well. All right, so we've made Yulin stop declining. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need the rice. Let's get the rice going over there and we're good to go. So rice, I'm going to run it. Oh, let me see if I've got all my repairs set. We got one there. Got one there. Almost certain we have one here. Yeah. How about up here? Nope. We need one here. And let's see if do we have one on the grain. We do now. Okay. All right. So we got our repairs. We've got all of our products headed to Yulin. Now, in terms of the industries, manufactured goods for the 3 cities, we have the meat. That's the main one. That's your first one you need. If we look at the kind of the supply chain, meat, and then the next one would be ropes and then paper. Now they make what? They make paper right there. Paper, I think, is made from bamboo. Oh no, hemp. So we would like to have hemp coming into Yulin. We really would. So let's do that. Okay, I see by the clock we probably should think about wrapping this up. How we doing? We've set this up for growth. We'd like to see a little bit of, we've got some steel production. That means that we're going to be making tools fairly soon. And interestingly enough, we already have the ability to deliver them to Yinshan. Now, we could put a dedicated train on there to do that, but we've got this city-to-city freight line going, and when it hits here and it's empty, it can tend to grab. Actually, in fact, what we could do just to be so we don't waste time with that. Let's take this line right here, and let's say that when you come out of Huang, that you prioritize that. Now, that's all we're making, so obviously that's what it's going to pick up. But we're going to prioritize it in case we add a second industry before we finish this task, which I don't think we will, but just the same. Okay. All right, so we're cool there. We've got the whole thing set up. We've got the steel, we've got the tool production, we've got the delivery mechanism. We've got a little more money. We could go a little bit faster. We know we want to get this pumped up because we got to get into bicycles, right? And we've got to get some growth going in XIL, Chifeng, and Tianjin. And we'd like to get growth in other places and hook up Datong. We got lots of stuff to do. I hope you're enjoying this. I hope you saw something that will help you become a better player. I hope you'll like, comment, share, and subscribe, and join us for our next Railway Empire 2 video. Thank you.